Welcome to another episode of the Carpe Fide podcast, where if the shoe fits, you wear it.
And if the truth hurts, you bear it.
I am Justin Gruber.
And I am Jesse Gruber.
And today we hope you will seize the faith. Welcome to another episode of the Carpe Fide podcast. How you doing there, Jess?
Not bad. Just the normal tired that I always am.
Hey, we'll take normal tired over more tired than normal.
But I'm excited for tomorrow.
Oh, you're excited to watch the birds?
I can't watch the birds. I'll be at work.
Oh.
But there's another reason why I'm excited tomorrow.
Because it's Thursday and you like Thursdays?
I don't particularly like Thursdays because I work almost every Thursday. Remy gets his activity chair tomorrow.
Oh, that's awesome.
That has the potential to be a huge lifesaver. Life changer, not lifesaver. We'll be able to put the kid down safely. Because normally we just have to hold him all the time. It's going to be huge.
Huge.
We can get things done with both of our hands.
Hey, let's not get too crazy now.
I think it might happen.
I just wouldn't get too crazy.
Hannah might be able to eat dinner with both of her hands.
That's ridiculous.
She can hold a sandwich with both hands.
That's insane. Yeah. Who does that?
We'll see.
I don't even use my hands to eat sandwiches.
What?
I mean, once I get it up there, I just keep chomping until it's all gone. It's all gone. Delicious. Anyway, that's awesome.
When your hands are getting messy, the faster the better.
Oh, yeah. Praise the Lord for that. That's excellent.
That's why I like eating messy things at work, because at work I can just put the gloves on.
Jesse, your hands are covered in red. What happened? I had a hamburger.
No, the hospital gloves you wear to eat wings and stuff, so your hands aren't red.
Why don't you just bring some home? You can eat. You're free to wear gloves during
stealing, but I could.
Well, I mean, I'm not even going to talk about how many line flushes I have at my house because my wife is just sit in a pocket.
It's okay. Our tax dollars subsidize a lot of that stuff. So
boy, do they, and that's why the medicine is expensive. Medicins is not a word.
Medical Mexicans.
Americans. You Americans. All right, stop it.
Do you watch the reels that I send you of that guy where he's like, "Hello, guess where I am?" And he just mispronounces all the words. He's like this Turkish guy or something like that.
Is he the same guy that did the one where he plays both sides of the he's the autocorrect feature of your keyboard?
I have no idea.
Have you ever seen this?
No.
That's hilarious. Anyway, another Indian guy, but the one he spells it, and he's like, "You at least have to try." I cannot fix all of your mistakes.
That's kind of funny.
What word is that?
I don't know.
It's funny.
I don't even know how to find this guy.
It's okay. This is neither here nor there. People did not show up for this. We love you, and so we're going to not talk about this. Nonetheless, we did a brief election update last week. We talked about what happened.
Guess where is me? The ocean of Antarctica, and this stone is, I don't know if you can see, is different. And also, look here, for the first time in my life, I'm gonna drinking from the ocean of Antarctica.
Tried so hard. It's not his fault. He did really good.
Honestly, caption is, "I drink him ocean of Antarctica."
Good for him.
This guy's making way more money than we are.
You know what's sad?
Awesome.
Here's what's probably really super sad. It's probably a guy that's from Minnesota, and in real life, when you're talking to him, he's like, "Yay!" I mean, I just do that voice for the videos. It's really good. I get lots of views. Yeah, I make a lot of money from those, man. Anyway, but tonight, what we wanted to do is something a little different. So there's some really important and incredibly frustrating things that have happened in the aftermath of the 2024 election.
Trump got elected.
You win one little election and everybody starts losing their minds. So, in case you haven't heard, women have no rights. I think they're just property now. I think
the Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah. I think they're just you can write them off on your taxes. That's according to CNN. I believe that's exactly what happened.
I heard that they're going to count as 4/5 of a person.
3/5.
3/5.
3/5 of a person.
3/5. Is it three?
It's 3/5 compromise.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So if you listen to like mainstream news, that's what you're going to hear. You're going to hear that
It's not even hyperbole. It's literally what they're saying.
what they're saying. If you watch The View for 5 seconds, you would think that we literally.
You want to kill yourself?
You would. Well, you would have literally lost, like, brain cells died as you watched. So yes, death was occurring. But you would have literally thought like Stalin resurrected and his rotting corpse now was in charge, and the gulags were being opened up, which I'm assuming we would just use Canada for that, for the gulags. It's colder up there. We go way up north.
No, it makes sense to me. It
kind of makes sense.
Tons of land up there.
They're right next to Russia, so it kind of makes a lot of sense. Anyway, neither here nor there. But that's what you'd think.
Aren't we closer to Russia than... Oh, do you mean at the top?
No, literally Alaska, and they go like this.
But Alaska is not Canadian.
No, Alaska's ours.
Very American.
Yeah, very American. But it almost touches Russia.
Yeah, but
You're
we
aware?
almost touch Russia, not Canada.
No, but I mean, like, the landmass is right next to... Yes, Alaska is this beacon of freedom that keeps Canada free. Yeah. It's this beacon of hope rising.
It is true.
The phoenix of Alaska saving Canada from communism. Not really.
Not really.
Klaus Schwab took care.
They're doing it themselves.
That's right.
You're communisming yourselves.
Oh, boy.
Never saying that out loud again.
Okay. Thank you. And that's what if you watch the mainstream media, that is exactly what you will hear. You will also hear. So the other thing you'll hear that democracy is going to be murdered or is killed. I don't know if whatever. Trump killed democracy or he's going to kill it. It's democracy's dead. So you'll hear that. You'll hear that this was obviously a racist, white supremacist vote that put Trump in office. These are like the main talking points, which is really just tiresome. It's the same stuff. And
they've got no new lines.
No, it's actually, I mean, it's great news because they are learning nothing. Like they are learning zero things.
They're like Trump with winning, except losing. They're like, there's going to be so much losing. You're never going to get tired of losing. There's going to be so much losing. The cackle.
Oh, Kamala. Oh, we don't have to say her name right anymore. We can just say whatever we want, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, Kamalala.
Kamalala, don't be shy.
Oh, great.
You gotta wave goodbye.
For all of those Little Mermaid fans out there.
Oh my gosh.
We aim to please. So those are the main talking points, and they're incredibly frustrating for so many reasons. But the numbers are in. Like, the analysis is here. Literally on The View, they're just talking about, like, obviously how evil Trump is and how horrible Americans are and how, this is the end of all things.
Yeah, they hate Americans because it's America's fault for electing Donald Trump.
Yes.
They hate you.
But they've decided that, like, maybe, like, so... They've decided that really what needs to happen, the Democrats don't need to do a post-mortem on the election. It's the Republicans. They need to take a post-mortem on this election, and those Republicans need to have a good think about what they've done to the country. When in reality, which I'm all about. Please keep talking like this.
Do you think a single Republican is regretting their decision?
That'd be zero.
No, not a single.
100% zero.
Do you see the amount of happiness there is?
People are so happy. Businesses are happy. Bitcoin's up over 90 grand. Bitcoin all-time high. Not by a little bit, by the way. By $18,000 a Bitcoin. It's literally ridiculous. The stock market is through the roof. Which I'm sure Biden's going to try to claim. It's like, but no, buddy. No. After November 5th, it's all done, bud.
Even Joe Biden's happy. Like, have you seen that guy happier in the past 4 years than he is right now?
Yeah, because the person that stabbed him in the back lost.
It is hilarious. Jill Biden doesn't even make eye contact with any of those people anymore. She wore red to vote. Like, who do you think she voted for?
She probably voted for Trump. They probably all voted for Trump.
Seriously, she wore red. Like, that is not a faux pas.
All right.
She's a doctor. She knew.
So when I just, and it's important because I do want everybody to understand that's the main. So please, I would love all progressives to continue to think they just need to go woker and more progressive and harder left. Please continue to think that. Don't look at any of the demographics. But when you look at the demographics, like if you were to be someone who was like, you know what, I wonder what really happened to this election.
But if one was, let's just say you were.
Let's just take the democracy. You know, democracy dies at the hands of Donald Trump line that everybody uses. He's not going to. We'll never have a fair election again. And let's go ahead and define some terms. It's very important. A simple democracy is one of the worst kinds of rule that you can have. A simple democracy is simply the tyranny of the majority, and the majority can be a majority by 0.0000001%. And when we say tyranny of the majority, we mean
that's when those 3/5 come in.
Yeah, it's when the 3/5 come in. That means as soon as you win 50.001% of any particular vote on any particular decision or office, you win, and that's all you have to win. That means the other 49.999% of people have to live under the 50.0001% has to think. Now, you're saying there's no difference there, really. Yes, like mathematically there's almost no difference there, but that's what a simple...
Except for the genius of our founding fathers.
That's what a simple democracy is. And the founding fathers specifically knew and called it the tyranny of the majority and did not want that system of government in America. And thus we are not a democracy. We are a democratically elected constitutional republic. We are, at our base, a constitutional republic. The means of selecting representatives for that constitutional makeup is through a democratic election. So, democratically elected constitutional republic. That's what our government is. Now, I say that because it's really important. A democracy would be if 50.00%, of the population voted for a candidate, they would be the president, bar none. Full stop. That's it. And
all you need is one more vote.
Correct. Just one little vote. One little tiny white lady in Iowa. Boom. That's it. That's the only vote you needed. Since that's not, one, a good form of government, and two, the government that we have, that's important to know. But that's important to know in another way. One of the things that in my lifetime, in all the elections that I've seen and been a part of physically voting, the popular vote is something that the progressive movement really harps on. It's their measure of success. They want their candidates to win the popular vote. That means the simple majority, the simple democracy of the vote. And they put a lot of stock into that.
Because it's usually the vote they win consistently.
Correct. But the irony this time is that when all these talking heads are screaming about how Trump's going to ruin democracy, is that Trump won by like 4 million votes over Kamala Harris. Trump won the outright majority. If you were going to go to a simple democracy, a simple democratic vote, Trump won more votes than Kamala. Therefore, by Trump being president, there actually is democracy. And that's ignoring the fact that we don't live in a democracy. But nonetheless, he won those votes. And they keep yelling and screaming about this. Every state in the country moved towards Republicans. I know what you're saying. Like, not every state went for Trump. Yes, you're absolutely correct. But even in the states that didn't, their vote moved, it shifted towards Republicans. Yes, Republicans may have lost those states, but the shift was dramatically towards Republicans. Meaning, yeah, he lost New York by a lot. However, he lost New York by nothing compared to what New York is normally lost by the Republican candidate. He lost California by a lot, yet California shifted wildly towards the Republican side. It was a 5%, almost a 5% shift in California. We're talking almost a where's New York?
It's up in the top right.
Oh yeah, 6.43%. That's a big shift. A big shift. New Jersey was 4.92%. So these are dramatic shifts towards Republicans. Even Washington, that liberal cesspool, Washington State, shifted Republican by 0.3%. just coming in there, just so you can say that they shifted a little bit. Yeah, every single state shifted. Even Hawaii shifted towards Republicans. Now Hawaii also is a cesspool.
Well, you know what they say.
What do they say?
Red sky in the morning. Democrats warning.
No, they say red sky at night must be white flight. That's what the Democrats say. So, yeah, and this is just important. Now, they say they would like a simple democracy because they want to go to the popular vote. Yet Trump wins the popular vote, meaning that if they were going to be
Popular vote.
I'm on a boat. All right, popular vote. Winning the popular vote. If they were to be consistent, they would simply say, you know what? Democracy won this election and Donald Trump's our president. They won't say that because they're lying to themselves. They're lying to themselves that democracy is lost because Trump won, because he was the popular candidate. That's why he got more votes in total than Kamala Harris. They say that because they want to get rid of the Electoral College, which was literally an ingenious method of combining population, land size, and density of that land size into a form of voting that allows representation to happen, as an electoral college represents electoral votes from each state, making up the Electoral College actually determines who has won the presidency. It was kind of an ingenious way of thwarting the whole simple tyranny of the majority in a normal democracy. And that was a good and right thing. So that's just one of their big talking points, debunked in about like 5 seconds. Yeah, no, democracy won. He actually won like 3 million more, 3 to 5 million. The votes are still coming in, so depending on your map, like what they've decided, it's all a big sham. He won at least 3 million more votes than Kamala Harris, at minimum, up to potentially 5 million votes more than Kamala Harris.
For our Canadian listeners, that would be equal to the populations of all of Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and Nova Scotia, up to the population of Alberta.
Well, there you go, just in case you were curious.
In case you use the metric system of counting. those are the metric numbers.
There's a metric system for population? What does that word?
Imagine.
So we got meters, we got grams. How do you measure people?
Peters. Peters.
Millipeters. Centipeters.
No, we just call those tiny Peters. Peter Juniors.
Okay. Weenie Hut Juniors. All right, that's SpongeBob for those. So we covered Little Mermaid and SpongeBob.
Weenie Hut General.
We're only doing.
How tough am I? How tough am I?
We're only doing
eating nails for breakfast.
We're only doing aquatic themed cartoons tonight. All right,
we can keep it going.
That's the Democratic talking line. I do want to say that if you want to take a fun map, just look at the counties, voting by county for America. It is an amazing map. And I think if you want to do away with the Electoral College system, I think what makes the most sense is you go to land ownership. Who controls the land by vote? And because it makes the most sense. Obviously, those land areas that want a person to be president are because they're in that land area. So if you have a lot of land that wants one particular candidate, I mean, it makes the most sense that that's who should govern the country, since they would be governing the literal most land of the country.
Well, you know who'd win that every time?
Yeah, that'd be Republicans.
BlackRock and Bill Gates.
oh, Klaus Schwab.
Definitely.
Yeah, subsect of that group.
All of those things are the same thing.
World Economic Forum. Bond villain. All right. But if you just look by county, and what you'll see is there's like 20 counties tops in the whole country that vote blue. It's not close. But or I say we just stick with the Electoral College system, since it actually has worked really well for the entirety of our country's history, and Democrats can stop whining like little girls.
Except for last election.
No offense to little girls. What?
Well, remember last election? When,
that's
where there was like 20 million and curious Democrat voters that just didn't show up this time.
That's the other one that I wanted to talk about. Where did the 29 million votes go? So just look at how many votes Biden won last election to how many votes Kamala won this election, and ask yourself, where did the 29 million Democrats go? Where did they go?
Well, not to Canada, because there's not a single province that has even like half of that.
Peters?
Yeah, there's not enough Peters.
There's not enough.
The Peters don't Pete.
There's not enough kilopeters up there. To
No.
All right. That's a very murderous measurement. Kilopeter. Oh my gosh, all the Peters are running. No. Yeah, 29 million votes. You know where they went? They just stayed dead this year.
Back in the grave,
yeah. They were just dead. They just stayed dead. They didn't actually get to mail-in vote this year.
Dead time's always been dead.
For all of those, like
Another nautical film, by the way.
yeah, Dead Time's always been dead. That's Muppet Treasure Island, also a classic. What I will say is this: we're not here to deny elections. We're not what you would call election deniers. But like seeing the voter turnout this year, and then like looking how it's it was a good voter turnout, and slightly higher, but comparable to all normal years, except for 2020. I just want to say I got questions and I've got concerns. Okay, that was garbage. That was horse crap. That was bull snot. And I'm not denying any elections. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think January 6ers went hard enough. I mean, that's pretty upsetting.
Yeah,
but whatever.
Yeah, well, try telling George Washington that we are. You know how you were really upset about that tax. Yeah, we get taxed 300 times that now, and we're happy. We're just happy.
Everyone's happy.
We're just happy. We don't talk about it.
Nope.
He would be livid.
In fact, we make it worse. We make it worse every year.
Oh my gosh. All right, so that's the democracy talking point that they keep talking about. Oh, democracy is dead, except he won the popular vote. Now shut up.
Russia.
The other part is the other part that I want to talk about was the whole racist thing. It's a racist white supremacist that put Donald Trump in office. Now, when you hear that, you would think that when it comes down to the white population in America, that they probably vote overwhelmingly for Donald Trump. You would probably think that. Wouldn't you think that, Jesse?
I think that.
What if I told you that compared to 2020, Donald Trump lost a full percentage point with white voters?
White males or white females?
White voters, both together, lost a full percentage point.
Interesting.
Yeah. He lost a percentage point with the white population. Harris got that. That just goes to Harris. But he won. How is this possible?
Well, it's all those white supremacist black people.
That's correct. He won.
It's the only rational explanation.
He won because 1 in every 3 non-white voter voted for Donald Trump this election.
It's white supremacist won.
White supremacist won. Which is shocking. That's 30% of non-white voters voted for Donald Trump. That breakdown is obviously different across the different ethnic groups. But an overwhelming amount of Hispanics, like by 44%, that's a huge percentage. That's like a 26-point shift. It's a huge percentage. He won a significantly higher portion of the black male vote, significantly, bringing him up to really high. Like these are record numbers for a Republican.
It's almost like if you
community.
don't demean somebody, maybe they'd be more likely to vote for you.
Oh yeah. But what's funny is like Obama's done. Like he's done. The influence that they now have is 0. The Clintons, it's 0. All of these.
Did you see the Adam Ford? Oh, Adam Ford started making comics again. Have you seen that?
No.
Yeah.
So yeah,
you keep talking. I'll pull one up.
All right, cool. Yes, Adam Ford or Adam Ford D. If you didn't know his last name's Ford, that'd be confusing. But he's a comic writer, and he'd been off for a minute, bro.
He helped found the Babylon Bee.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, did you know that?
Very funny. I did not. So actually, I did, but he hasn't been doing stuff comic wise in so long that I've kind of forgotten.
He hasn't. This was funny. It's Obama. He's sitting on a couch. He says, "How did we just lose so badly? I just don't get it. Have I really grown that out of touch with American people?" And then it zooms out to show his mansion. No, that's not true. And it zooms out even more. It's the American people who are out of touch.
Yeah, that's hilarious. All political capital of these dynasties in the Democratic side, it's gone. It's evaporated.
The comments.
And the bad news is
it just needs a dead guy floating in the water. if you think he looks lonely, it's because he has had his chef murdered.
Oh
my gosh!
Literally, you're talking about needing to have a bench for the Democrats. Turns out they don't have a bench. AOC is not going to get it done, guys, and Bernie Sanders will be winning 0 elections. That's just a reality. So they're in a rough spot. They're in a real rough spot, and I am here for it. I am so here for it. You know, you want to keep mutilating generations and birthing children and stabbing them in the head, and just trampling on the rights of citizens, pumping fentanyl across the borders, sex trafficking 300,000 kids, and you don't know where they are now. I'm done. I'm done with you. Like you get everything. Oh, you get all those goodies. They're all yours now. Nonetheless, I'll tone my bitterness down. Clearly, this was not a white supremacist vote. This was not a white supremacist vote. A Republican does not get 30% of non-white votes. He does not. That is not a thing that has happened in an American election in my lifetime. It certainly happened when Republicans first began. That would happen back then. In fact, the first 21 members of the House and Senate that were black were Republicans. It seems crazy nowadays, but that's because Democrats bought and paid for them. Just ask Lyndon Baines Johnson, who said so. He's a Democratic president for those Canadian listeners. Lyndon Baines Johnson. You can Google it later. It's fine. You figure it out.
Baines? It's plural? Plural Baines?
LBJ. Lyndon Baines Johnson. Yep.
How many Peters did he get?
Several thousand kilopeters. And to understand the demographic shift is going to be one that I think we've talked about even last time as something that I think is going to be relatively enduring. I think there's a lot of activity because of who Trump is, but the swing of independent voters was so hard to Republicans this year. I think that actually may end up being durable as they see the what I would call the material benefits from it. That's really what independent voters are concerned about, is material benefits. How's the economy doing? Or how's the wars? Like, these are things that they actually care about because they're independent. They're fence sitters at the end of the day. Is what they are on most issues, which is fine. They just want the government to leave them alone, and they want things to be relatively good. And that's going to be something that I think they're going to see. So that could be a relatively durable shift. And the couple other ones are, I think the mail vote, particularly inside the black community, is something that could be relatively durable, given the fact that they're men. And men actually don't like to be coddled into women. It's a weird thing. I know it's very confusing for a lot of... Most people with blue hair don't understand this, and it's hard for them to understand. But men are men. It's very confusing. And they want to be men, and they don't want to be told that they're not capable of making choices, and they need to just sit down with some, free weed and some pornography and do what they're told. That's not how men really work. Like, no, they're like, you know what? I'm not with that. Even the men that are with that are like, I would never say I'm with that. It's kind of ridiculous. I think that may end up being a very durable transition. And it makes sense, because do you want the shrill, whiny party of progressives that's just yelling at you all the time about how you're not good enough and you'll never be good enough no matter what you do or say? No. Men aren't for that. Men are like, take responsibility for yourself. Like, what the heck? Get off my back.
Be interested to see what the elections in 2 years look like.
Yeah, that's one of the things I said, is because oftentimes in midterm elections, there's less turnout by men. It's actually a larger women turnout. And that's exactly what happened in 2022 to 2024. If you take a look at it, the red tsunami that never happened did happen. It just happened in 2024. Because in 2022, you had mostly women voting. And it turns out the demographic for Democrats is the single white female, which was a movie about a woman who murdered people. So, kind of accurate.
Honestly, single white liberal females?
Accurate.
Very accurate.
Very, very accurate.
Unfortunately.
So that's another one. I think also the Hispanic vote. It turns out the Hispanic community, like just generally speaking, they want to work hard, make money, grow their wealth, and have a shot at bettering their lives. Like most Americans used to want to all have. Like, so they're not really with the whole like you just get free stuff, but only what we tell you, and that's all you'll ever get is what we give you, and that's it. Like most of them are like, you know what, I can probably work and actually have a family. Like they're usually very family oriented. Their messaging is not on board with where the progressive movement's going. So the whole racist line.
Unless your name is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Well, she's actually a communist, so there's a difference. All the Cubans are like, we don't like you.
What?
They don't like her. They're anti her. Ask Mark Rubio. Marco Rubio's like, nope. Ask Ted Cruz.
Did you see the
Marco Rubio with Code Pink in the hallway when they were interviewing him?
Yeah.
Yes.
They're like, make sure you post that everywhere.
Make sure you post this. Make sure you post this. What do you think about why are you so for the genocide of the Gazan? Look, I want Israel to go in and kill every Hamas terrorist, all of them. Make sure you post that. Please post that.
They're like, what about the kids? They're like, I think Hamas should stop hiding behind kids. All right,
I think that's evil. I think it's horrible. I'm very sad for all of them, and I think that they all deserve to die. Post that.
Post
that. Can you tag me, please?
Send.
Yeah, no, he did that pretty well.
Can you tag me so I can retweet it?
So when we understand that this was there's no threat to democracy because the popular vote getter actually won the presidency, there's no talking point there. And when you understand that Donald Trump did not win the white supremacist controlling majority of white voters to get him to the White House, he actually specifically built the most diverse coalition of voters in like forever. So that racist motif is white supremacy is not going to fly. And so they can keep talking about these things. The numbers aren't there for them. The numbers do not exist. And if they continue to talk about that, and that continues to be the takeaway from this election, then we have this wonderful gift in America to be able to push even more hard into conservatism. We as Christians have a wonderful gift in America to be able to push more hard into biblical orthodoxy and expecting our candidates to be moving even further and further and further towards what they would consider the right and towards what we would consider towards biblical sanity. Because if the progressives are not going to take away any of the lessons they should be learning, and now maybe they're just slow learners, maybe then over the next 4 years they'll figure it out. I don't think so. I think what happens is the dye from the hair coloring gets into the brain, and it just messes with the chemicals of the brain, and so they can't process data, and it kind of like just keeps playing on a loop the things that they believed 5 seconds ago, and that's kind of where it's at. So, and I'm again, I am here for it. Yeah, there's thoughts. Sum it up. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting. I mean, there's a lot to discuss. I mean, I feel like our culture is so fickle that I don't know how durable anything is really anymore. Like I don't really. Like, I'm surprised Afghanistan wasn't brought up more in the election cycle than it was. I mean, surely it was. I'm not saying that it wasn't, but like, holy cow, we all watched that on TV. Like, that was really, really bad. And then they tried to spin it for 3 years, saying that it was the best thing to ever happen, by the U.S. military in forever. And, like, we all lived through that. Everybody that voted watched that happen.
And it was a big deal. It was most certainly a big deal.
It was huge. I mean, billions of dollars in equipment, American lives lost. I mean, a nation literally plunged back into the dark ages. You're not very pro-woman if you think that was done well. Let's just keep it G.
Yeah, women were turned back into sex slaves and locked away into dark corners of their homes. Yeah, that's pretty much it. They couldn't learn, by the way, how to read anymore. You undid 20 years. Yeah, just every time.
See how easy it is to forget.
Angry.
But it's really
Pete Hegseth. Can we talk about it for a second?
But it's just so easy to. Well, I mean, just to sum up the point, it's so easy to forget.
Please.
And I don't think that we, as a collective nation, are smart enough to remember the things that actually matter. And I think that however the election cycle is spun at the time is the thing that matters, not what actually has happened.
Yeah, but I think right. No, I agree. I don't want to disagree with what you're saying at all. Like, I don't want anyone to hear what I'm not saying. I think you're highlighting the fickle nature of just one in general our society, and also that would then extend to our political society since it just is downstream of culture. But what I would say is no one predicted this level of voting. Like they didn't, but not just it's not the quantity. They didn't predict this level of Republican voting. And when I say that, what I mean is the huge number of people that are quiet. They spoke up in this election, and they went hard for Republicans across the board. This isn't just a Trump thing. I mean, one of the things that's been really sad is Trump tends to have very short coattails, meaning that it's the down ballot Republican candidates don't often get carried with Trump in his the three times he's been on the ballots.
Yeah. Now, before he was a very polarizing figure, but I think he's actually a unifying figure.
Ironically,
this time around.
Yeah,
I think that is different.
I think the biggest difference is that we actually ran really good candidates. We ran really good candidates. We ran really good candidates this time. There's some really just solid Christian, familial kind of candidates that ran across the country as Republicans. Well, I mean, they wouldn't run as Democrats. So incompatible. Yeah. So that's a reality of what happened, and we're ended up carrying the Senate and the House. It's pretty ridiculous. I mean, it's phenomenal. I think the important part of that quiet vote that came in didn't just come in and vote. It came in and voted tremendously for Republicans and for a more conservative governance, which I think opens the door up for a lot more conversations. The majority of the nation is happier. Like they are literally happier. It is don't watch, just like turn mainstream news off and just talk to people around you. I mean, and it's everywhere I've gone. I mean, it's in public schools. It's in small businesses. It's in government offices. Like everywhere I'm at, people are happier than they were before the election. And I think part of that is election fatigue that happens. I think people just get happier after elections because they're like, thank goodness we don't have to see the stupid ads anymore.
Yes, the calls to my phone have significantly
decreased significantly. Mine actually have. I'm concerned. I'm on a watch list of some kind. But I think that silent vote actually is an opportunity for us to have, as Christians, a wonderful conversation with more people that are like, you know what, that whole conservative ideas are something I'm on board with, and we can say, hey, do you know why those things appeal to you? It's because you were created in the image of God, and there's like a base there of reality that you want to connect with that you don't even know about. Can I show you? Like, let me tell you about this thing called life, and how you can have it to the fullest. I think that's an important piece for us to remember and engage with. We can't waste this opportunity. And my Canadian listeners, I just want to say, like, nobody saw this coming. Continue to pray, continue to push. Like this is something that I think is possible. The further into cesspools that our countries go, for this type of a swing to come, and this type of a swing to happen. So I definitely want to encourage you there. That God can do exceedingly abundantly beyond what we can possibly fathom. So don't give heart, don't lose heart. Or also, all of you can come to New Jersey and it can become a red state, like a super red state. So
that'd be really
cool. We
cool.
would welcome you here. I know of 2 nice sized farmlands are available right now. If you'd like to start a vineyard, it's already got a vineyard. So you just let me know. You want some land in New Jersey? Beautiful land.
Turn your Peters into people. Come to America.
That's right. Turn your Peters into citizens. You can take your Killa Peter and bring it right on down here. You know what? I'm starting to think that is not a good measurement of people. I'm just going to say it now. Can we just do a couple of interest stories just for me? Like, I ran out our time here because that was a lot of talk about politics.
As long as you promise that they're interesting.
Oh, I think they're pretty interesting. Well, so Jesse didn't know this person, but you will know this person. Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban is one of the guys on Shark Tank. He's the guy that looks like he's Fidel Castro's son. He's a little smart, little swarthy.
Justin Trudeau.
No. That's why I said it, though. I did say it. Just throwing a bone out there for the joke. Yeah, so he's one of the investors on Shark Tank. He owns the Dallas Mavericks. Raging liberal. Absolutely raging progressive liberal. He was super in the bank. Probably quite literally, considering they raised $1 billion, Kamala did, and is still like 28 million in the hole. Like, how do you spend over $1 billion and lose? Literally in debt after that. Oh my gosh, it's hilarious. Anyway, so he's posted so many just vitriolic, vile things about being pro-Harris and how if you vote Trump, you're a fascist, white supremacist, hateful, racist, bigot person. That was November 5th, prior to November 5th. As of November 6th, he has been unburdened by what has been. He scrubbed everything. Not one mention of Kamala Harris. You can literally go to Twitter and be like, you can literally go Mark Cuban, Kamala Harris, and it will only be other tweets. It will not be anything from his account. Prior to November 5th, you'd have gotten like 100 tweets that he had put out just in since January. Like, it's ridiculous. So great job, Mark Cuban. You rich, disgusting, gross human being. You want to murder children. You want to genitally mutilate children, and you're a gross person. And the fact that you look like an absolute chump, I swear you know what? I'm going to stop. Anyway, he's pretty gross. That's the story one. Story two is we're not at war with Russia, and we should be. Why I mentioned this, you didn't know this, right? Like, you didn't know about this?
No, I know not heard about this.
Yeah, this is a shocking one. Several intelligence communities had to get together. They're commercial. So they were commercial American flights. They were heading into Europe. They were in London. They had fires on board. And it turns out that fires were there as the clandestine communities had to come together and share information and kind of research what had gone wrong with these planes. They were incendiary devices placed on these American planes, literally by Russia. Russia tried to blow up now these are cargo. These were hauling cargo. They weren't hauling people, thank God. I think Russia is not, like, they're weak. They're just not that dumb. Because if they'd killed people, then we would be at war. But we're not at war, and no one knows that Russia has done this. And I swear, like, this administration has to be the largest sack of crap I've ever seen for a presidency. I think, are you serious? We don't have to, guys. Here's a dirty little secret: you don't have to go to war with anybody. You have to just kill a couple idiots that deserve to die, and say, if you keep going, this will happen on a very large scale. And that's all you have to do. You can talk quietly into the phone. And just tell Vlad, I'll blow you up. That's all you have to do. You have to say that. And that's it. And then you can just move on with life. The fact that Russia is so brazen, and just watch. Pay attention to the next 90 days, because they're going to be really important. This is the last gasp for China. China is an old country. It turns out the genocide of their people by murdering children was a horrible idea. They did it for far too long, and they can't unwind that clock. And now people are not having children. They're becoming an aged population. They need to create wars so that they can control Taiwan and control the production of semiconductors, and get access to the next level defense chips that we have in our defense systems. And they need to do it now, because they won't have another opportunity. They don't have enough kids to replace the people they need to replace in every branch of government and military service. So watch the next 90 days. This administration is horse crap. It is awful. That Russia would think they could even attempt this and get away with it is so sad, because they will probably get away with it. And it's unnerving.
January 20th, and it's like, hey Vlad, do you remember when those two planes, they caught on fire. Well,
Look out your window.
exactly. I have a very particular set of skills.
No, you know what he should do? This is what he should do. This is my opinion. He should literally have Vlad wake up with a dead horse head in his bed, and simultaneously that morning, someone should walk in with a package for him that contains the Godfather DVD, so he could watch the movie and know why there's a dead horse head in his bed. That would be so epic. So
He gets on the Zoom call with Trump, and he's holding the Kremlin, and he's just like,
this is where you live. Yeah, but no, absolutely. Absolutely is disgraceful.
this is
and no
the
one knows
Kremlin.
about it.
This is
They're
it,
not-
people. Open the doors and see the burning people. That's
burning people. It's really sad that this is not being reported. It's a real thing. Like, you can go ahead and.
Well, where did you hear about it?
Oh, where did I hear about it? And actually, a genuine, reliable source that usually uses only left-wing sources. Albert Mueller.
Oh, well,
Yeah, like that's a guy that he only reads news stories and just talks about them.
that is true.
It's pretty sad that that's a thing. But you know what's not sad, Jesse? The defensive end for the San Francisco 49ers.
Oh, yeah.
This is my last interest story because it's so good. So good. So the weekend before the vote took place, the San Francisco 49ers won their football game. And for most of you, like, football, American football, what? Yeah, American football. It's where we play with our hands, not with our feet. Aptly named football. Don't ask me. Okay, we don't make the rules.
There's some kicking.
There is some kicking. Some kicking. You could score 7 points, or 1 point, or 3 points. Anyway, the defensive end.
6-1, 3-2.
6. Thank you. Sorry.
Oh,
I'm dying. I mean, we all are. So, the defensive end for the San Francisco 49ers, the week before the election, during the post-game interview, walked behind his players. This is his name is Nick Bosa, by the way. Nick Bosa. He is jacked. He's jacked. He's a very scary man. His brother Joey Bosa also plays defensive end for the Chargers, and also jacked, scary. They're just like scary looking. It's like the Watts brothers. They're just scary. Like, how do these families have these just massive, muscular, fat? Anyway, it's here there. But Nick
that Iowa corn.
It's that Iowa corn. Nick Bosa comes up behind Brock Purdy, who's the quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers, George Kittle, and I believe there was another player there as well. I didn't see who it was.
Some guy on the right.
He comes up behind the interviewer who's asking Brock Purdy a question, literally right in the middle of the frame, with a white and gold "Make America Great Again" hat on, walks up, puts his head in between them with the brim down, and just points, and then walks away. So epic. Now, for those of you who are familiar with football, you know that you are not allowed to express these types of individualistic ideas unless you're kneeling for the national anthem. So, unless you're burning American flags, you cannot possibly have a political thought. They didn't find him. They did not find him until after the election. They literally waited a week. They didn't find him the next day, which is probably when they should have find him if they were going to. They fined him $11,000 for this. He comes back his past weekend after the election. He gets a massive sack on the opposing. So defensive end is trying to tackle the quarterback of the other team. He's on the defense. He gets a massive sack for a loss on the quarterback, and then does the Trump dance. And have you ever seen the Trump dance? It's just an awkward white guy shuffle, kind of rocking your arms back and forth and wiggling your body a little bit. He does the Trump dance. He's joined by several teammates. It's the most epic troll I have ever seen. It's hilarious. He should literally be like nominated to some honorary cabinet position. You know what? He should literally create a new position. Nick Bosa can be ambassador to San Francisco.
Ambassador to the communist state of San Francisco.
I think that would be absolutely hilarious. But that's also a funny story. So those are just interest stories you can check out. But turns out America is still democratic in its elections, and is not racist. And that's what the Trump election actually proves. It proves those things.
One of the things I wanted to say about the racism point.
Oh, racism.
I forgot about this. I was thinking about it before we recorded, and I forgot to say it back then.
If only people knew how often you talked about racism. Oh,
I
it's
could
just
turn back time. Is that those who claim racism in the election either don't know the demographics that voted, which they do because it's the mainstream media. They literally reported on it for, well, like 2 months when the actual election started. So they definitely knew the demographics. Or they think that minorities are so stupid that they would vote against their best interest, which is kind of racist to think.
Yes, it is. It's not kind of racist. It is exactly racist.
Yeah. Now, the other funny thing, before we close,
Because they mean that what that means is they think they're too dumb to know what there should be, what their interests are. They're basically saying you're too dumb to know what you should vote for. Just do what I say. Just listen to what I tell you.
Kind of like a.
Don't say it.
Hold on. I want to find this exact post because there's so many ways to spell this name. I don't know. I don't know if I can find this person. No, I can't find this person. Anyway, so the post basically is like, like, did you think about me and my family when you cast your vote? Did you think about all the minorities when you cast your vote? Did you think about all the gay people when you cast your vote? And it's like, I just made a comment, and honestly, they probably blocked me because I never saw any response to that comment. And that's probably why I couldn't find them on Facebook. But the irony of that, of that stupidity, just on the topic of post-election stupidity, is that like, no, of course I didn't. I voted for me and my family. What's in the best interest of me and my family, just like you did for yours, and
Just like all of the people did.
right. And it's like to think that I would waste my vote voting for the person you want me to is just as absurd as if I thought that you would waste your vote voting for me when I know that you don't hold those values. It's so obtuse, and it doesn't make any damn sense. It's hilarious. And I just pointed that out. I'm like, I find it kind of ironic that you would never do this for me, but you want me to do this for you.
Yeah. Well, you're not the right melanin.
Well, neither is she.
Oh gosh, but she has pretty colored hair.
I mean, she's just blonde.
Okay, she's just a liberal white lady. Now leave her alone.
That's all I want her to do to me. That's why I voted the way I did. Anyway.
Just be looking on our Instagram. I'm working on a video as a follow-up to our episode 164, the alternative headlines.
Look at this Instagram.
The Amber Thurman story. You'll remember that as one of these stories about
Thurman?
Amber Thurman.
Oh.
One of those stories that, the abortion laws are killing women. One of those stories that we totally debunked and showed it was stupid. Let's just say there's been some developments that are pretty interesting. And I will be calling out a particular social media account known as Georgia Republicans Are Killing Women. That's literally the name of the account. Yeah, you're gonna get some. You can get some of this heat, the fire, the smoke coming all at you.
I had a small bit of faith in humanity restored today.
Yes.
I was on Reddit, which is just a hilarious place right now. But I was on
Twitter's a pretty funny place, and it's all. You know what?
I was on Reddit, and I'm medical, so I follow some emergency room type things, and it was emergency medicine, which is usually mostly physicians, like ER physicians. And, they posted a headline about was she in Texas or was she in Georgia? Georgia.
She's in Georgia.
I think
Georgia.
I think there was a Texas one where it was a similar type.
Yes, there was a Texas one. You are correct.
Yeah. I think they posted that and it says, abortion ban kills, mother or whatever.
Turns out it didn't, just to be clear.
Well, whatever the headline was, That
I
was
mean, yeah, that's the headline. It
So-
just is a lie.
So, and it was actually quite refreshing that a lot of the physicians, when they looked at the case, they said the band didn't kill the mother. And like, if anything, it was a misdiagnosis either of the ER or of the OB who saw her for 2 follow-ups and did nothing. They're like, this isn't. Now, the other interesting thing was that the headline says because they wouldn't abort the dead fetus. Now, I don't know how much you know about basic biology, but you don't actually have to abort a dead fetus. You only abort living things. You would evacuate a dead fetus, if anything.
Yeah. Yep. It's because
People are stupid.
It's because. Did she take the Plan C pill?
I don't know. I didn't read it. I was like, oh, let me see the comments. Let me see how people are justifying this. And they actually weren't. They were like, no, that's not what happened.
Yeah, it's awesome because it's
And
not what
some
happened.
people were like, there's actually no law in America that prevents this woman from getting treated. And I'm like, oh my gosh, these people know what's going on.
We've been saying this for months.
They're coming out after the election. They're all coming out.
Also, everyone should do yourself a favor right now and just find out about one person, and his name's Pete Hegseth. Pete Hegseth, you, sir,
Oh, do you think we could have him on the
are
podcast?
so awesome.
Do you think we could have him on the podcast? I know somebody that he knows.
Yes, get him on this podcast. I have so many questions I want to talk to him about.
Oh my gosh, that'd be so cool.
Do it. You won't do it.
I'll
do
text
it.
I'll text him. I don't know.
Text him. Do it. I want to talk to Pete Hegseth. Pete Hegseth is awesome. He has a tattoo that says Deuce Volt.
Deus.
Deuce Volt.
Deuce. You boy. Deuce. Whoa.
All right. I was really just focusing on my German accent.
Deuces.
I'm just focusing on my German.
That was not a German.
Deuce Volt. It's a little better.
It's Latin, isn't it? It's freaking Latin, dude.
Yeah, it is because it's definitely Crusades. It's definitely Latin. It's 100% Latin. Like it's not even close. It is Latin. It's not like kind of or Latin. It's not even Latin adjacent. It's just Latin.
Yeah, but
Whatever,
he does
it
have a
means-
Deus Vult tattoo. And like a cool like Iron Cross and like all those other
no,
cool
he
things.
does not have an Iron Cross. He has the Jerusalem Cross. The Iron
What's
Cross.
an Iron Cross?
The Iron Cross is the Hitler one. It's a Jerusalem cross. This is I know this explicitly is a mistake made on Twitter where they're trying to call him a racist. Here's an Iron Cross.
No,
It is a Jerusalem cross. The big center cross stands for Jesus. The 4 little crosses stand for the gospel writers. It's the Jesus of the Gospels.
Well, at least we both made mistakes on this one.
Thank goodness. We both are whatever. In Latin it translates to
Yeah, that's what he has.
yeah, that's right, Jerusalem cross, right? Yeah, it's right there. And Deus Vult means God wills it. Yes, God wills it, which is just awesome, right? So Samuel Adams envisioned America to literally be a Christian Sparta, which is to say all the awesome parts of Sparta without the baby genocide and the gayness. Just to be clear. Minus all of those things. So basically all the best of Sparta. That's what he actually envisioned. Those are the exact words of Sam Adams. He hoped America could be a Christian Sparta. And I got to say, Pete Hegseth, as the Secretary of Defense,
His tattoos are really cool.
one step closer to a Christian Sparta. Dude's got 7 kids, bro. He is all about classical Christian education. He is an outspoken Christian. And I'm here for it, dude. Like, I want to be in that man's military for sure. Sign me up for that dude's military. Anyway, do yourself a favor. It's an enjoyable time. Also, it's really fun to watch all of
bicep. Holy cow.
It's also fun to watch all of the people on Twitter losing their minds. This is obviously a white supremacist, evil person. He's been on Fox as a commentator.
Other Christian
He has a degree. He has degrees from Harvard and Yale, or
Princeton.
Harvard and Princeton. He served 20 years. He's got two bronze. No, not bronze stars. 2 medals of honor or bronze stars.
I think Brown Stars.
I think they're bronze stars. He's a decorated war hero of 20 years. So he wrote. I think he wrote. No, not that one. That's his new book coming out. He wrote one on dewoking the military. He wrote a book on
Education.
Yeah,
The
education.
Battle for the
That's
American
right.
Mind.
Battle for the American Mind. It was education.
Great book,
yeah.
by the way.
Definitely just enjoy that little Google and watching people melt down. So good. Anyway, that's all we got. Those are fun things. And now we've probably been talking 6 hours, and you're like, please just wrap it up. And to that,
We're like, no, you're gonna get tired of all the winning. I said, no, stop, no more winning.
At this point, you have done such a good job listening, and we're just really grateful that you were here. And we would just like, we would just like to end this podcast.
Okay.
Just gonna see what you're gonna do with this silence.
I
You got
got
nothing to do. You're just staring at
I'm
me
just
like
thinking
somebody did something.
I can always cut whatever else comes up.
Dear Christian, we have an opportunity to be bold with our faith, so do it. Get out there and do it, and have some fun doing it. For crying out loud, be a happy warrior. You've been saved by God's grace.
Pete Hegseth.
Like Pete Hegseth, dude. Seriously. Have 7 kids and raise them to the glory of the Lord. Gosh. With that, dear Christian, we hope that you this day would seize the faith.